I had to make a video on this right now. It could not wait. Do you remember how India just landed on the moon, like last month? Japan said, we want to get in on that too. Watch this. Here, I'll let you watch it again. They said, India, you made it look easy. We're gonna do it too. They sure did make it look easy, didn't they? Are you saying America can't do this? I like the song. Get you all geared up, ready to go. Hold on, that's not what it looked like, Japan. Why are you lying to us? And they were nice enough to take pictures of the lunar surface for us. You know, I have some friends with telescopes. Looks a lot different like that through a telescope. There's that pesky technology that we lost in the 60s. It's completely destroyed it. Hard to retrieve it. I see why. I see why. Look at how it just falls down. Come on.
Globy McGlowface, this is directly for you. Did the Antikythera mechanism track the stars? This is a simple internet search. Let's scroll down a little bit. Ancient celestial calculator. Weird. Let's look at this a little bit more. Let's scroll down a little bit. Let's look at this one. Oh, look at that, right there in the middle. The ancient Greek computer that mapped the stars. Well, Globy, looks like it did map the stars. Let's take a look at this too. We'll scroll down and we'll look at, I don't know, how about this one, right here, ancient astronomy. We know the Greeks of the era were accomplished naked eye astronomers. They viewed the night sky from a geocentric perspective every night. As Earth turned on its axis, they saw the dome of stars. The stars' relative positions remained unchanged, so the Greeks called them the fixed stars. Well, I don't know, Globy. You've lost credibility with me for being a true researcher. This really isn't your thing, is it?
No, you can't see Mount Everest from the Empire State, but not because of the curvature of the Earth, but because of two reasons. One is perspective. Like, if there is a mountain that is halfway between you and China, where Mount Everest is, that mountain is gonna block it, even if it's way smaller. A building or a person can block it because things that are farther get smaller. So just like your finger can cover the sun or can block a whole city or a whole building, like there is a door behind me or that lamp, like my finger is almost the size of that lamp just because it's closer, and I can block it completely if I get it closer or if that lamp goes farther away. So in the same way, if there is a person or a building halfway between here and China, then that's gonna block Mount Everest because it's thousands of miles closer. So yeah, that's the first reason why it is stupid to believe that you can see Mount Everest from the Empire State. The other reason is because of atmospheric conditions. Like on a foggy day, you can't even see 1 block away or 2 blocks away, and of course on a clear day you can see much farther, but there's still a limit to how far you can see because you're looking through the air and there's particles and molecules. That's not an empty void. The atmosphere at sea level is the thickest, and for you to see Mount Everest, light has to travel thousands of miles to get to you. So not even with the best telescope or best cameras you can see it.
Flights that don't make sense on the globe, part 1. So let's get started. Let's try going from Argentina to India. We should be stopping off somewhere right here in South Africa, then to India, because from Argentina to India is sort of a straight path. Let's just see what Google has to say. So here I got Buenos Aires, Argentina to Mumbai, India. Hit search, 1 stop. Let's look at the flight path. So from Argentina to Amsterdam, and then from Amsterdam to India. So back to the map. So Google's most quickest and logical way to get to India is from Argentina up to Europe, then back down to India. Instead of going in a straight path like this, now we're gonna do up, then back down. I wonder why. Let's check the other map. So here we got the Gleason's map, which all pilots use, by the way. So here we got Argentina down here, Europe right here, and then India right there. Straight path. I'm starting to think now. So again, Argentina to Mumbai, India, and we stop all the way up in Europe. It had just been easier just to fly from Argentina, hit South Africa, then to India.
So you ask, how can you circumnavigate on the flat earth? Like this. Boat, circle. Flat plane of water, pool of water, circumnavigated. Hello. As for the stars in the sky, they have their own circuits. You know, all of these stars, you have your wandering planets, and then you have your your spinning constellations, and then you have your sun and your moon. It's possible the moon is actually lower than the sun, and so when we're looking up and the moon and sun cross over each other, that's why we see an eclipse. It's also possible that these are luminaries that when they get close to one another, they cancel out the light of each other. That's something you can look into. But circumnavigation, you're always going to have north pointing towards the center. So as you're sailing around in a circle, trying to see the phone, your compass is going to say that's north. So that'll always keep you knowing where north is. South will always be the outer ring. And, you know, as someone's asked me recently, and I just did a video on it, they said, how do the 4 cardinal points align to the North Pole? Well, if this is the North Pole, then this is how it aligns with the South Pole. And that's not a good pyramid, but you get my drift. The north is that way, the south is that way, and then you have east and west. That's how it aligns. No matter where you are, that's always going to be the case. If you're over here, same thing applies. And that's how the pyramids align. They align in a circle. All the pyramids around the world align in a circle, not a straight line. Which is ridiculous, because on a sphere, there are no straight lines anyway. Yet they draw a straight line from here to here, the other side of the world, whatever, and say, oh, look at all these pyramids align. Well, if they do, they align like that because you're on a sphere. So it's not a straight line. But on the flat plane, it would be a perfect circle. Everything is reversed. I can't say that enough. It's reversed. It's inverted. So it's not that this model is wrong or stupid. It's just that the heliocentric model is an inversion of it. So you have to understand which one of these models applies to your reality. And when you know that gases in your atmosphere have to be contained by something, then the excuse that gravity is just pulling the gases to the earth doesn't add up, because they don't know what gravity is. They'll tell you they don't know what gravity is, but they expect you to just believe that it's gravity holding all of these gases, yet billions of tons of water are supposed to be held to the surface of a sphere. We're supposed to believe that water sticks to a spinning sphere, and then gravity cancels that out. All that water, and gravity cancels out the water being flung off the earth because of gravity pulling it back in. And that it also keeps the gases from escaping. But yet a helium balloon can just float right up. So how is that even possible? Their own laws of thermodynamics tell you that gases have to be contained. They can't sit next to a vacuum.
Crepuscular rays, and how they're not parallel, which is what everybody keeps saying, because you cannot have crepuscular rays or hot spots unless your light source is very close. Like I said, it's just a plain box with a bunch of holes cut all inside it. I'm gonna fill it up with smoke where we can see the rays, And we're going to set the camera back up over here, and we'll go from there. See, the closer we are is the only way you can make these crepuscular rays. The further we get back up, see how they're straightening up? There's no way that those are parallel. Close light source. Look at it. Coming around like we see. Just like what we see. And the only way it happens if the light source is close. See how the lights? See how they're all spread out? The sun is moving, and it's small, and it's close. But anyway, this is the demonstration. This is something you do. It can be repeated. If you're watching this, you're watching an observation. If you're doing this, you're doing the demonstration. It's not an observation if you're doing it. But if you're on the other side watching it as you are, you're observing me do the demonstration. See how that? Those are crepuscular rays, folks. And they only do it with a close light source. There's no other way.
So I have something to show you. Watch this. On the Illuminati card game, there's a Flat Earthers card, and it says, people laugh, but the Flat Earthers know something. Flat Earthers' weird alternate geology has led them to a gold strike, and you may draw as many plot cards as you roll. And on the same card, you literally have stage lights hitting a USA set with props and a globe earth. The very most common question that you get is, why does it matter? Let me show you why it matters. If you believe in a globe earth, that means you're led to believe that the earth began from nothingness out of the Big Bang. And if you believe the earth and the universe is 14 billion years old, it leads you to the fact that you can think of evolution, which makes zero sense biblically. Which also leads you to believing in extraterrestrial life, or aliens. Y'all, the Bible talks about over and over again how they are going to try to deceive us in the end days. It is vitally important that you understand that we are under the biggest deception humankind has ever known. It is time to repent of your sins, realize Jesus is the only Lord, and it is time to get your house in order.
The Earth's rotation is impossible to prove experimentally. The reason the Earth's rotation cannot be demonstrated experimentally is because the Earth is stationary. If the Earth were rotating, then there would be some way to detect its axial rotation. The Tropic of Cancer is moving 539 miles per hour faster than the Arctic Circle, while the equator is moving 625 miles per hour faster than the Arctic Circle and 85 miles per hour faster than the Tropic of Cancer. On a rotating globe, these differences in speed between these lines of latitude would be noticeable, detectable, and measurable. There would be repeatable experiments with accurate measurements of the Earth's rotation. However, there are 0 experiments that prove the Earth is rotating. Consider a rotating wind turbine. The outer parts of the blades rotate faster than the inner parts. This same concept is true for a rotating Earth. The further away the surface of the Earth is from its axis of rotation, the faster that part of the Earth will spin. For example, in the heliocentric model, the Antarctic Circle would not move as quickly as the equator. Anyone can spin a model globe to see that this is true. A rotating model globe demonstrates that the speeds across the surface of a spinning Earth are not uniform. A model globe, therefore, debunks the heliocentric model. The stationary nature of the Earth is self-evident. On a globe, an observer traveling north or south would experience different speeds across the surface of a moving Earth. However, everyone alive experiences a motionless Earth, and no human being has ever felt the Earth's rotation. This is because the Earth is not rotating, and a non-rotating Earth proves the Earth is flat.
Check out what a difference a decade makes. We got these two encyclopedias. They're 10 years apart. One's 1950 and the other one's 1960. Check this out. We got these at a thrift store.
No, we didn't. Found them dumpster diving.
Okay, whatever. It's a flat map, guys. Flat map. 1950s. 1950 Encyclopedia Americana. Look at that. Bam. Flat map. Now we go to the 1960 World Book Encyclopedia. Now all of a sudden, we've got a globe on there. Our globe. 10 years difference, we go from flat map to globe. And this thing is old. There we go. 1960s. And you're going to really trip on this. Earth. This is the one we were just talking about, 1959, 1960. Check this out. This is hilarious. It seems to us that Earth stands still, but that is because we are on Earth and cannot see or feel what is really happening. They go to the extent to say that in there. And this is the craziest thing. They've got a picture of Earth. It's real grainy because this thing's old. New Mexico to the right. Gulf of California to the left. So the western United States covers practically the entire northern hemisphere and looks like the western hemisphere.
A lot of people say, why would they be faking space? Why are they faking all this? Why aren't they really flying? And we'll get into that. I'll show you exactly how much cash they're making off this. And we're paying for it. Their money is coming from our government, and our government's money comes from our credit. So we're paying for these people to extort money from us and give it to all their buddies and their, the Raytheon and Skunk Labs and all their little contractor buddies are just raping billions. And I'll show you. And when people see this, so the flat earth people will say because they're hiding the firmament and they're hiding God and you're not a speck of dust. That's probably, I believe in that stuff too. But today, I don't care if you're a ball earther or a flat earther. I'm going to show you the cash incentive. Why either way, this is such a gravy train. This is one of the reasons they're doing it. Yeah.
When you talk about business, what do you mean by that?
Profit for all your rich buddies and your contractor buddies, just like war. A guy who rents a room in my flat, he's ex-Swedish Special Forces. He was saying, man, you think the war is big money. He said the contractors who supply the shoelaces for the boots, the food for all the soldiers in the base, the toilets, they're charging $10,000 for a toilet, which you could go out and buy at Home Depot for $200 or whatever. So, the real gravy trains are all these contracts. Same when they blow up Gaza right now. Someone's going to have to rebuild that after they put their Ben Gurion Canal in there. And that will definitely go to the contractor buddies, and someone's going to rape billions and billions off the rebuilding. And the space industry is like that. On the left here, you see hundreds of billions of dollars, right? The first column on the left in the green is the entire music industry. That includes the videos, that includes the CDs, Spotify, Apple Music, all the online music, all the record sales, CDs, MP3s, that whole industry. And that also includes the music players, that's stereos and CD players. They bring in $19.3 billion a year. The next, you see movie and home entertainment. That includes all the Netflix, video rentals, downloads, streaming, everything, even the devices. That industry brings $136 billion a year. Next, you have the video games. Now, this also includes your apps. This is like your video apps, home video gaming, the devices, so all the Xboxes and PlayStations and all that crap, the phones that you play the games on, every device, they bring in 137 billion a year. Combined, those three industries bring in $292 billion a year. And to the right is the space industry, which brings in $410 billion a year, which is almost double of all of those other three industries combined. Movie includes Hollywood, by the way. That's the entire Hollywood, profit and budget for all Hollywood and television movies as well. So when people say, well, why are they doing this? Why are they faking going to space? Well, wouldn't you say $410 billion a year is a pretty good reason, to fake that? I would.
When we talk about space, just for clarity, what are we talking about?
We're talking about space programs where they claim they're going to the moon, or they've got the ISS, International Space Station, floating around up there, or they're sending probes, out, Cassini out to the deep space and diving through Saturn's rings, which we'll talk about what a joke that is.
The Flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni, and he lived from 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also of the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar, known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo. I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific Ocean where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional map maker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.